Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama
Hare Krishna. Okay, plenty. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Antara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Samaveda Bhaktivedanta ki Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we're reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, Transcendental Knowledge, Chapter 4, commentary by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder of Charity International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay. So text number 35. Yajvana punamoham Yajvana punamoham Evam yasati pandava. Evam yasati pandava. Yena bhutani asheshnani. Yena bhutani asheshani. Drakshasya atmani atomai. 35. 4, is it 435 or 635? 635, isn't it? I got it mixed up. It's four. Okay. 635, okay. 635. Okay. Dhyana Yoga. Sri Bhagwan Uvacha Asamsayam Mahabaho Manodugriyam Achalam Abhyasaniti Kunteya Varagyanacha Grihate. Sri Bhagwan Uvacha Asamsaya Mahabaho Manodurgitame Chalam Abhyasena te kunteya Varyagyena chagrihete. Sri Bhagwan Uvacha Asamsaya Mahabaho Manodugriyame Chalam Abhyasena te kunteya Varyagyena grihate. Sri Bhagwan Uvacha Asamsaya Mahabaho Manodugritamavachalam Vyasana Dukunteya Achenadabhudyate. Sri Bhagwan Uvacha Asamsaya Mahabaho Manodugritamavachalam Vyasana Dukunteya. Okay, word for word. Asamsayat unbridled. Atmana by the mind. Yoga self-realization. Duspripya difficult to obtain. Iti thus. Me my. Mati opinion. Bhashaya controlled. Atmana by the mind. To but. Yayata while engaged, while endeavoring. Sukhaha practical. Avyaptum to achieve. Aprayayate by appropriate means. Oh, this is text 35 I'm doing, isn't it? Text 35. That's 36. Just see. Space out. Anyway, I'll go to the translation for 35. Lord Sri Krishna said, Almighty armed son of Kunti, it is undoubtedly very difficult to cover the restless mind, but it is possible by suitable practice and by detachment. Srila Prabhupada's purport. The difficulty of controlling the obstinate mind is expressed here by Arjuna, is accepted by the personality of Godhead. But at the same time, he suggests that by practice and detachment, it is possible. What is that practice? In the present age, no one can observe the strict rules and regulations of placing oneself in a sacred place, focusing on the mind, on the supersoul, restraining the senses and the mind, observing celibacy, remaining alone, etc. By the practice of Krishna consciousness, however, one engages in the 9 types of devotion service to the Lord. The first and foremost of such devotional engagements is to hearing about Krishna. This is a very powerful transcendental method for purging the mind of all misgivings. The more one hears about Krishna, the more one becomes enlightened and detached from everything that draws the mind away from Krishna. By detaching the mind from activities not devoted to the Lord, one can very easily learn vairagya. Vairagya means detachment from matter and engagement of the mind in spirit. Impersonal spiritual detachment is more difficult than attaching the mind to the activities of Krishna. This is practical because by hearing about Krishna, one becomes attached to the Supreme Spirit. This attachment is called Panusar Bhavaha, spiritual satisfaction. It is like feeling of a satisfaction a hungry man has for every morsel of food he eats. The more one eats while hungry, the more one feels satisfaction and strength. Similarly, by discharging of devotional service, one feels transcendental satisfaction in the mind because detachment from material objectives. Similarly, by discharging of devotional service, one feels transcendental satisfaction as the mind becomes detached from material objectives. It is something like curing a disease by expert treatment and appropriate diet. Hearing of the transcendental activities of Lord Krishna is therefore expert treatment for the mind, and eating the foodstuffs offered to Krishna is the appropriate diet for the suffering patient. This treatment is a process of Krishna consciousness. Om Agyanti Mandasya Gana Gana Salakaya Chaksurmilita Mena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Mano Vistam Stapita Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. So, Haribo. So, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 1866, Sarva dharma parikyaja mamekam samaja aham tam sapa moksha vimasucha. Give up all varieties of religion, surrender to me, I'll free you from all sinful reactions. So, if we analyze this particular statement, you can all sit on this side. We can see how Krishna's statement is very deep. Like, if someone asked you that, can you take my bad karma away? No one will agree. Everyone wants something which is beneficial to them. But Krishna is saying, if you surrender to me, I guarantee I'll free you from all your past karma and I'll take charge of you. So, we can see how in so if we take a comparison between how Krishna is dealing with the jivas in the material world, because Krishna doesn't want us to be here. He wants us to come back to Him. So, Krishna is very strict. He's like in terms of helping us coming back to Him very quickly. But because we have independence, so He doesn't interfere with our independence. he wants us to learn our lesson in such a way to make us realize that the material world is not our home. So he will allow us our independence, and if we don't follow his instructions that he's giving in Bhagavad Gita, and also the devotees who are surrendering to Krishna, they make the instructions more easy accessible. Just like he says, Lord Chaitanya, he's the most merciful of all the incarnations of Krishna. He's known as Prema Purushottam. He's giving Krishna Prem to everybody. But we can see how in the dealings of Lord Chaitanya, he was very strict in his standards. Like he said how Lord Chaitanya wouldn't eat in anyone's house who didn't do 100,000 names. But then we can see the comparison, like how Lord Chaitanya is so strict and how the acharyas, they're less strict in terms of helping the jivas connect to Krishna. Like Bhaktivedanta Thakur, when he started the mission of spreading Krishna consciousness, before that, he chanted 1 billion names of Hare Krishna. Like for 9 years, he was just chanting in the field under a hut, 192 rounds for 9 years. And he did that to set the purity for spreading the mission. And Prabhupada quotes Bhaktivedanta Thakur in his Nectar instruction. He quotes Bhaktivedanta Thakur is saying, if someone doesn't do 100,000 names, which is 64 rounds, he's not a human being. Then Prabhupada tried to implement that in America when he came in 1965. And he saw devotees in the West, they cannot sit for many hours. Like in India, people are used to austerity. To some level, they have some level of renunciation. So they can sit for 5 hours and do 64 rounds, no problem. But in the West, people don't have that level of austerity. So then Srila Prabhupada, he minimized it. Okay, he said 32, they couldn't even do that. 16 minimum. So 16 is doable. Even if you're working outside, you can adjust your program in such a way that 16 rounds is manageable. You just have to break up the rounds. 4 in the morning before breakfast, 4 before lunch, 4 during the day, 4 before taking rest. So another thing Srila Prabhupada noticed was that because of the Western influence, even in India, people are enamored by the Sankaracharya's teachings. So Sankaracharya, he gave his teachings in such a way, he had a mission to accomplish, was to drive out Buddhism, because Lord Buddha came to stop animal killing, and he denied the Vedas. So Sankaracharya had 2 purposes: to reintroduce the Vedas back and to bewilder the demons. The demons were coming in the guise of devotees and disturbing devotees. So he gave his teaching in such a way that in some ways he gave the positive line of how to surrender to Krishna. But in other ways he also gave the grammatical way of teachings to bewilder those who are not so serious. So and then after that, Ramanujacharya comes in. He gives the line of serving the devotees and chanting the holy name. He gives that line of teaching. How, and then after that is Madhvacharya. He's coming, importance of deity worship and defeat of Mayavad philosophy. So this is where the Hinduism is mixed up now, because all of Hinduism comes under Mayavad philosophy. Because they think all the gods are one. They equate the jiva with God himself. So we can see how so from that we can see how the Krishna consciousness movement is different, because his teaching is coming in line of Lord Chaitanya. And we can see in terms of Hinduism, they have no understanding of Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya is not a Chana avatar. He's come only once in a day of Brahma, and he's giving Krishna Prem to everybody. It says in the praise of Samavama Bhattacharya how even when Krishna comes in his incarnations, he delivers his group of devotees. Those who are abiding by those principles, he delivers those classes of people. But Lord Chaitanya is very merciful. He even gives his mercy to those who are fallen. He makes them into devotees. And those who are not in the line of Sampadaya, he gives mercy to them also. So we can see in this way how Lord Chaitanya, he's giving the mercy to everyone without discrimination. And the other example is how Srila Prabhupada himself, how when he was preaching in India, Prabhupada preached in India for 30 years. And he tried to get Indians to help him support the mission, to spread Lord Chaitanya's mission in the Western world. And he asked many Indian families, give me one of your sons, I'll make him a Brahman. He can assist me in the mission. At that point, everyone was looking to the West. They were thinking, what's the point of becoming a Brahman? We'll have to look to the West. Then Prabhupada finally came along, and then he started introducing the teachings of Lord Chaitanya to the Western people. At that time, it was the hippies. And they took to it very seriously. And because they were open, taking it very seriously about who is Lord Chaitanya, they became devotees of Krishna very quickly. We can see how it says by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, the difficult things become easy, and without his mercy, the easy things become difficult. So there was in this purport it talks about this yoga system, so I'll give a few examples on that. So generally in a modern society, people want to practice religion in certain ways, which they feel by how they've been brought up and like that. And that's mainly based on family rituals, doing service to the family, looking after sacrifices, karma kanda rituals. People are brought up in this way. But if we go through Prabhupada's writings in his books, Prabhupada is giving line of pure devotional service. And in 8th canto is mentioned how even Sukracharya, he went against Bali Maharaj, because Bali Maharaj wanted to give everything to Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu came to test him. He had Vamanadev. In 3 steps he took everything away from Bali Maharaj by expanding himself. In 3 steps he covered the whole universe. So Vamanadev is asking Sukracharya, So Shukracharya is telling Vamanadev that even in the karma kanda rituals, there is imperfections. And this is a priest of the demons who's very learned. He knows many things. He's well upon these verses and everything. So and then there's other examples of in other ages, like Vishwamitra Muni, he did austerities for 60,000 years, because in Satyayug, people live for 100,000 years, so they used to do 60,000 years of austerities. So so even with this Ashtanga Yoga, the process is to control the senses. People are too much on the body platform. And in the Satyayug, people could not take to chanting so easily because the pride was too much. Opulence was much greater in the Satyayug than in Kali Yuga. So people used to come from the higher planets down, and from this planet people could go up, and like there was an interaction. Because of so much opulence, people found it hard to have faith in the holy name. So Srila Prabhupada gives an example on that, how the holy name is not different from Krishna, and he gives the example of Kadama Muni, how Kadama Muni, for his wife Devahuti, he created a big palace like an airship. And he took Devahuti around the universe to higher planets and Mount Mandara and all these other places where even humans cannot go. So, and if a normal yogi who's a jiva can do like that, imagine what the holy name can do. And holy name is not different from Krishna, it's so powerful. So, so with Vishwamitra Muni, it happened like he was doing his austerities, and when someone does too much austerity, Indra becomes disturbed. Indra is the king of the heavenly planets. And he feels that if someone is doing too much austerity, he may take over his position. So Indra sends his damsels over, the Apsaras. So he sent Menaka to test Vishwamitra, and by hearing the anchor buzz, he fell down. There's a little difference between chanting the holy name and doing the Ashtanga Yoga. Like in the Ashtanga Yoga, the ears may not be fully focused, The hearing may go different places. Whereas Haridas Thakur, everything was focused on the holy name with the ears and the mind, everything was focused. So, with Haridas Thakur, he didn't fall down when Maya Devi came to test him. Maya Devi took initiation from Haridas Thakur. So we can see like this how if we take to this hearing about Krishna, then our attachment to Krishna will come. It says even great demigods who are very learned in the higher planets, they get bewildered about who is Krishna. So the only way you can understand Krishna is through hearing about him from his devotees, or you read directly about him through scriptures. So now we'll do a comparison between Lord Chaitanya's mercy and Krishna's mercy. Like when Krishna came 5,000 years back, he had to kill many demons. And it's explained how in Krishna's pastimes how if one takes bad association, then even Krishna may appear, one cannot appreciate who is Krishna. So there was this washerman in Mathura, and he's explained in Gopal Champa, gives a little more detail about the pastimes, how he had thousands of donkeys with him in Mathura side. And Krishna was thinking, he's got many clothes I can wear, nice clothes. And if he gives them to me, he'll get a lot of blessings. Apparently this washerman, in his previous lives, he did millions of years of austerities to get that qualification of seeing Krishna face to face. But because he took association of Kamsa, then he became contaminated. That even though Krishna appeared in front of him, he could not appreciate Krishna and Balaram. So Krishna asked him, can you give me your clothes? If you give me your clothes, the clothes you have, you're making for the, you get a lot of blessings. And the washerman, because of his association with Kamsa, he ridiculed Krishna and Balaram. He said, you're just cowherd boys. How can you ask for the king's property? Anyone who asks for the king's property will be killed. So Krishna just cut his head off with his hand. Krishna is omnipotent. Just with his hand he cut his head off. And so that's an example to show that even though one may, if one takes bad association, he can appreciate Krishna's presence. And the other thing is we have to understand is how Krishna is omnipotent, he's omniscient. So just by chanting his names and hearing about him and being with his devotees, we are getting his association. And Srila Prabhupada explained in one of his talks how when even a normal government person or a king, when he goes, he doesn't go alone. He goes with his entourage. So when you talk about Krishna, he's with his entourage. He's with his mother, father, boyfriends, girlfriends, Yamuna, animals, like that. So Krishna is never alone. He's always with his potencies. So even Lord Chaitanya, he was asked this book called Prema Vivata. Last two chapters explain the glories of the holy name. So this Krishna Das, he was asking Lord Chaitanya about the glories of the holy name. And Lord Chaitanya was explaining how the holy name is very merciful, how he delivers even the most fallen people, how he elevates them to the highest platform. So Ajamil was there, and then it says, even if someone has broken the principles, done sinful activities, he's killed a brahmana, he's killed his guru, so many things. If someone seriously takes shelter of holy name, he can get purified from all the reactions of life. So Krishnadas, he asked Lord Chaitanya that if the holy name is so merciful, how is it that people don't take shelter of it? And Lord Chaitanya said, in order to take full shelter of the holy name, you have to have faith that the holy name is not different from Krishna and is full of unlimited potencies. Unless you have faith in these two things, one cannot take shelter of the holy name. So in order to come to that platform of doing that, one at least has to understand that 10 offenses to the holy name. Because this is a foundation in your spiritual life, understanding 10 offenses to the holy name. And the other thing is this hearing about Krishna. When you hear about Krishna, Krishna is present. There's a pastime in Vrindavan which happened. in Gopal Champur is mentioned how this, in some place in Vrindavan, they were hearing about Krishna. The devotees were discussing about Krishna. And this blind lady, she was grinding the mortar. And the mortar was making so much noise. So everyone stopped going to that place. So no one went to hear him chanting about Krishna there. So Krishna personally came to that lady, old lady, and he said, "Why are you making so much noise?" So she said, "I'm blind, I have to make a living. I'm grinding the mortar." So Krishna put his footprint there and said, "You don't need to grind anymore. People see my footprint, they'll put money there." So from this pastime we can see how Krishna is eager that devotees hear and chant about him. And Prabhupada gives an example, nice example. He says, interesting example Prabhupada gives. He's just like you can't approach any lady or any girl on the street and say you have to love me. It doesn't work like that. You develop a relationship, then love comes. The same way, when you serve Krishna, then the love ultimately manifests. Because the relationship will manifest from that side. Krishna will reciprocate, and then in this way love will develop. So so the same thing which happens in the material world is happening in the spiritual world. But in the material world, it's a shadow reflection. It's a shadow thing which is happening. It's all temporary. People have relationships. They're also hearing about things. They're also reading about things. But the only thing is, whatever they're doing is all temporary. It's all based on karma. When in Krishna consciousness, everything is based on developing your connection to Krishna more. And that's your eternal benefit. So even people worship demigods and like that, that's also temporary, because that will finish. When one leaves the body, then also all those boons will finish. They won't stay with you. They won't stay with the worshipper. But serving Krishna, developing a relationship with him, serving the devotees is your eternal benefit. That will always stay with you. Because in the spiritual world, everything is eternal. Nothing gets destroyed there. In the material world, whatever you do, it gets destroyed. It gets finished. That's why Narottam Das Thakur, he says, everything in the material world is like an ocean of salt. And Radha and Krishna's pastimes are like an ocean of nectar. So like and we can see another example is Sabari Muni. He was doing his austerity. When he saw Vishwamitra Muni doing his austerity, he thought, I can't do austerities on the plain earth. I'm going to go into the Yamuna. But even that Ashtanga Yoga, because these austerities make one's hard heart, make you hard-hearted sometimes. That's the thing with austerity. If one is not doing it for the right reasons, he can make you hard-hearted. And if someone disturbs your austerity, you can easily misunderstand why they disturbed you and curse them. So that's what happened to Sabari Muni. He cursed Garuda. Because Garuda came there and he took his food is fish. So he took the biggest fish, and Sabari Muni cursed him, you'll die. And because of that curse, it counteracted on him. So when he saw the two fish copulating, he got disturbed. Then after that, he married 50 princesses. Then he had 5,000 children. So he had big, and he got very complicated. But after that, he became sober. But he learned the hard way. But he got benefit because he was meditating in the Yamuna, which is in Vrindavan. So in this way, he got purified. And so now we can take a comparison, like the life of having a brahmachari life, training-wise. Even if someone gets married, will help one in the future. Because that training will keep one focused on the goal. So this is why brahmachari life training is very important. And and Prabhupada himself said that if you can remain brahmachari, you're 70% back to Godhead. Because you have no distractions. The goal is clear. The goal is to hear and chant about Krishna, help others on the way, maintain purity, and then life is not long in Kali Yuga. So before you know, we go back to Krishna. Any questions or comments at this point? So Prabhupada comments in the purport about impersonal meditation. He says how this impersonal meditation is very difficult. Meditating on Krishna is much easier. And in the Surrender unto Me, it's commented in the 8th chapter how even one goes through difficult times, just thinking of Krishna, one can overcome those weaknesses which one is going through. And one can become more fixed in his connection with Krishna. While in impersonalism, it's more difficult because they're denying their true existence, and their whole thing is to become zero, which we are not. We are not zero. We are sentient beings. We have relationships. So we can see how even Srila Prabhupada, he met this Mr. Mishra in Jagannath, was beginning when he studied the Hare Krishna movement in New York. He was a Mayavadi. Prabhupada had to interact with him. But even that person admitted, he said that Prabhupada looked after me. He gave me nice prasad. So we can see even from the interaction of an advanced devotee, even he changed. So we can see how if we go through a devotee, then our connection to Krishna becomes very quick, except the line of parampara. If you don't accept that line of parampara, it'll take a longer time. Because this is how Krishna has shown us the way how to do it. Even when Krishna came, he accepted a guru. Lord Chaitanya accepted a guru. So they give him the way how we have to accept this line. Then our connection to Krishna becomes strong. So even whilst living in this world, you enter the spiritual bubble. You're no more part of the material world. Any questions or comments? Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Hari Bol.
Yeah, so we have just been practicing Gauri.
He didn't come to the class.
You had stuff to do. Huh? Like do my washing, do the cats. One of us has to. Right. If you want to sing, then sing right now. I don't know how to start. Here. So we here. Let me. So you have So. Jaya Jaya Gochanda Aditi Kosoba Janavita Tavani Jagamanaloba. Okay. 4. Haribo, Haribo. So, can you come over here and sing Gauri very quickly? I want to sing our brothers and daughters. But I need you to sing the lyrics. Okay, no, I'll come over You come here. Jaya Gochanda Araiti Kosava Janavita Tavani. Wait, I got it. Jaya
Why don't you just put it on the speak that on the mic?
Chande Ariti Kosava Janavita Tavani Jagamanaloba. What do I say to start off with? Should I just sing? When do we sing?
Ki Bhaja. I mean, you can start off with "Hello, my name is San."
We
Give
start
a
at
whole
7.
introduction.
Yeah, 7 o'clock. What time is it?
5.
Haribo. But yeah, so.
Let's try it one
Ki
time.
Bhaja Jai Go.
Wait, let me play it again.
Arati ko soba. Yeah, I think that's how it goes there.
Yiba Jayo
Ki Bhaja.
Jaya Gora Chande Arati Kosoma
This is a play, learn as we go experience.
This is gonna be horrendous.
It's going to be amazing.
5 years gonna be horrendous.
for a treat.
Enjoy it.
So
Enjoy it.
your show, I can't be about it.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
How about you? I'm sure you can. Whatever works.
Is there any support? Yes, probably.
Is there a fast part? Is there a fast part to this?
Is it now? 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 Oh. I don't know. Oh.
To be honest, I don't know how to play this.
Mm. Shall I say it's the first time? Could you shadow me a little bit? Or?
Thank you very much for
Are you meant to be your data scene today?
Hmm?
Is it meant to be your data scene today?
Oh, it's changed, but yeah. Alright. Just before I sing, this is the first time. And one thing I've learnt with Krishna consciousness is to become fearless. I am scared. My heart is going do-do-do-do-do-do. So if it sounds terrible, I'm sorry, but it's for Krishna. And I'm going to obviously do it anyway, but yeah. Hare Krishna. Oh. Jaya. Not yet. Oh, sorry. Curtain needs to open first.
These curtains look amazing. The colours are amazing.
It brings life to the temple.
They haven't been
Jaya,
used for
Jaya, Go, Chanda.
Another 25 years.
They look lovely. That's beautiful.
Hmm? Oh, they're gorgeous, yeah. I think it's good. But I don't even know when to sing, like when... Oh, man.
Would you like me to open the window?
Huh?
Should we open the window? Or?
Like even like the Maha Mantra. Oh, we have to keep it simple.
Will you finish this? And then, forgot? This will be after the curtain
So
closes.
after this, it's Nama Om Vishnu.
Yeah. And then Mahamantra.
You want me to lead? Just do it. It's fine. And just don't overthink it. Don't just lead. The melody just goes. The melody goes. Hiba Jaya, Jaya,
Oh, Krishna.
Good luck.
And then do I start with Jaya, Go, Kiva? No? 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 Jaya, Jaya Goran Chande, Arati Kosoba. O Chande, Arati Kosoba. Jana Vitatavane Jagamana Loba Navitatavane Jagamana Loba Takine Nite Chan Pamegadara
Akine ne te chand Vamigada dara Vikati Advaita Srinvasa Chakradara Gorachan Ratna Simvasani